Alright, so check it out. We're kicking it back to 1899, where Dr. Alexander Hartdegen is this brainiac professor dude at Columbia University, all about applied mechanics and engineering. Think Einstein vibes, but with more handlebar mustache. So we catch Alex knee-deep in formulas. He is more obsessed with his formulas than a high schooler cramming for an algebra test. His buddy David Philby, who is less a friend and more a babysitter for adult scientists, has to be the voice of reason and remind him, "Hey dude, you got a hot date with Emma at 5. And Alex, bless his heart, scrambles to gather his notes and get his act together. On the way, David's like, "Bro, why's the university always crushing your dreams?" David's all about toning down the crazy and making Alex's ideas actually useful to normal folks. Because let's face it, not everyone's ready for time-traveling DeLoreans. They roll up to Alex's pad, where Mrs. Watchett probably wonders how these two knuckleheads manage to function. They shove Alex into some swanky threads, and off he goes to woo Emma. Fast forward to Central Park, where Alex and Emma are taking a romantic stroll. Alex drops the bomb like, "Hey babe, I'm falling apart, but marrying you might glue me back together." Emma, bless her soul, says yes with tears in her eyes. Smooth move, Alex, real smooth. But hold up, here comes trouble with a capital T. This shady dude sidles up, asking for cash. Alex, being the tough guy he is, tries to stand up to him, until Mr. Mugger pulls out a gun. Suddenly, wallets and watches are flying, and then the worst happens. The jerk wants Emma's ring. She's all, nope. And before you know it, there's a scuffle and a gunshot. Emma's gone, just like that. And you thought your date nights were rough. So Alex, poor dude, is holding on to Emma, calling out her name as she takes her last breath. Cue the waterworks, folks. He's hugging onto her like she's gonna spring back to life any second. But nope, she's out like a light. Talk about a tear-jerker moment. Fast forward 4 years, and Alex is still stuck in the dumps, buried in his work like it's the only thing keeping him together. David and Mrs. Watchett are on high alert, probably debating if they should stage an intervention or something. So David rolls up one day and he's like, "Bro, what's behind the curtain?" Alex, being all mysterious, invites David to dinner in a week, teasing him with some big invention reveal. Like, way to keep us on the edge of our seats, David. Finally, dinner day arrives, and Alex does the unthinkable. He puts on real clothes for the first time since Emma kicked the bucket. He dramatically whips open the curtains, revealing this massive contraption with more gears than a clock shop. It's got a chair in the middle, and Alex is eyeing Emma's picture like it's his lifeline. He flips a lever, creating this funky sphere shield around him, and then cranks the machine into action. The tension's so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. And then, bam! He pulls the ultimate lever and we zoom into a pocket watch going all back to the future on us. Turns out Alex built himself a time machine, pouring his heart, soul, and probably a gallon of tears into it, all to go back and save Emma from her tragic fate. Talk about dedication, am I right? Let's just hope he doesn't accidentally step on a butterfly and mess up the whole timeline. Picture this. Alex goes back in time, chilling in Central Park, minding his own business. When out of the blue, here comes Emma, sprinting towards him like she just won the Olympic marathon. Talk about a surprise reunion. Alex, probably thinking he's dreaming or something, plants a big ol' smooch on her, thinking he's got a second chance at love. They hop on the nearest chariot, like they're living in ancient Rome or something, and jet off to the city. But hold your horses, folks, because things take a tragic turn. Alex, thinking he's some kind of time-traveling matchmaker, tells Emma to head home and wait for pest Alex to come sweep her off her feet. He's all, "Just remember, I love you, and don't do anything crazy." Smooth move, Alex. So there goes Emma, skipping down the street, probably humming some romantic tune, when bam! A car comes out of nowhere and takes her out like it's a game of Grand Theft Auto. Talk about a major plot twist. Now you'd think Alex would throw in the towel, call it quits, but nah, he's not ready to give up that easily. He's got this crazy idea that maybe, just maybe, future folks have cracked the code on saving his girl. So what does he do? He hops in his time machine, cranks that lever like he's DJing a party, and sets the dial for 2030. And let me tell you folks, things get wild. He lands in the future, where people are living it up on the moon and hologram librarians are the new norm. Like, who needs Dewey Decimal when you've got Vox 114? Alex is shook, but hey, at least he's got some hope for the future. Alright, so picture this. Alex, our adventurous time-traveling buddy, hops into this contraption called Vox 114, all pumped to see some epic time-jumping action. But guess what? Time travel? Nope, not a thing. It's like trying to find a unicorn in a pet store. Just ain't happening. But Alex, being the persistent soul he is, doesn't give up that easy. So, what does he do? He takes another shot, thinking, maybe time just needed a little more time, you know? So, off he goes again, this time landing smack dab in the year 2037. And let me tell you, folks, it's a mess. Earth, toast. Moon, so close you can practically high-five it. But don't get too excited because that close encounter, it's causing more quakes and waves than a toddler with a toy drum set. Now here's where things get spicy. Alex, our accidental tourist, gets nabbed by a couple of cops trying to save what's left of humanity. But before they can say evacuation station, the ground decides to throw a tantrum, spewing lava like it's going out of style. Quick thinking. Alex jumps back into his time gizmo, but not before getting a little love tap from a stray piece of metal. Ouch! Fast forward a bit, and Alex wakes up in the distant future. No, seriously, like way distant. Year 802, 7001 to be exact. And what does he find? Future humans living it up like they're auditioning for a Flintstones reboot. They're all staring at Alex like he's the main attraction at a freak show, except for this girl Mara, who's apparently fluent in English. Talk about a plot twist. So, Alex spills the beans to Mara, being all like, hey, I'm a time traveler, no biggie. But Mara's like, nah, he's just a lost puppy, guys, don't go all pitchforks and torches on him. Classic move Mara, saving Alex's bacon like a true MVP. These peeps they're hanging with? They are called Elois. Yeah, Elois. Think of them as the futuristic version of your neighborhood watch, but with way cooler digs. So, picture this. Honking horns echoing through the night like a traffic jam from outer space. Everyone scrambles into their hidey holes like it's the world's weirdest game of hide and seek. And where does Alex end up crashing? Mara and her bro Kaylin's pad. Nice digs, gotta say, even if the view of the moon is a bit broken. Seriously, who broke the moon? Luna's gonna need some serious superglue for that mess. Next day rolls around, and Mara's playing tour guide, showing Alex the way back to his trusty time machine. Surprise, surprise, it's still in one piece. But before Alex can even say DeLorean, Mara insists. Alex take Kaylin with him to the past. Alex is all like, why though? But then, cue the honking again. Mara's flipping out, sprinting to save her bro faster than a cat chasing a laser pointer. And poor Alex is left playing catch-up like a confused puppy. Then, bam. Out of nowhere, these freaky-looking Morlocks pop up, crashing the party like they own the joint. It's like a scene straight out of Monster Mash, but way less fun in games. These Morlocks start snatching up Elois left and right, dragging him underground like they're auditioning for a mole documentary. Alex, being the nosy Nancy he is, starts asking questions. Kaylin tells him that the Elois are not allowed to talk about it when they are taken away. Next thing you know, they're spelunking down into the depths of, drumroll please, the New York Library. Yeah, you heard that right. Forget overdue books, now it's all about dodging Morlocks in the stacks. Alright folks, gather round for the holographic gossip hour with our buddy Vox 144. This dude's been running on solar power for ages, like the Energizer Bunny's long-lost cousin. So, Alex, being the curious cat he is, turns around and fires off the million-dollar question. What's the scoop with the world now? And let me tell you, Vox spills the tea like a pro. Apparently, humanity's done some serious evolving. Think Darwin on steroids. We've got Elois, who are basically the cool kids living it up on the surface. And then there's the Morlocks, who prefer their digs underground. Talk about a real estate divide. But wait, there's more. Vox drops some wisdom bombs about following the breathing to find the secret entrance to Morlock Town. Naturally, Alex and Kaylin, being the adventurous duo they are, follow the noise like it's the Pied Piper leading them to a rave. And what do they find? A giant statue with a face that could scare the socks off a scarecrow, mouth wide open like it's waiting for the dentist. Alex is all like, Kaylin, stay frosty out here. And Ninja crawls down into Morlockville. But, plot twist alert, he doesn't land in some swanky penthouse. Nope, he belly flops right into a pond filled with more bones than a haunted house's closet. Talk about a bone-chilling surprise. Before he can even doggy paddle his way out, he's greeted by a Morlock bouncer who ushers him straight to the boss's office. And let me tell you, this Morlock leader isn't your average Joe. He's got the whole supervillain vibe going on, complete with mind control powers and a throne made of, I don't know, bones probably. So, What's the deal? Turns out, when the moon decided to pull a Houdini act, some poor souls got stuck in the underground crib with nowhere else to go. Fast forward a few millennia and boom, flesh-eating Morlocks. Meanwhile, the lucky ones who caught a break on the surface became the Eloise, living their best life until the Morlocks decided they looked like a tasty snack. But here's the kicker. Mr. Mind Control over here claims he's pulling the strings on both sides, like some twisted puppet master. Talk about a power trip. And just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder, welcome to the New World Order, where mind games and underground shenanigans rule the roost. Grab your popcorn, cause this showdown's about to get wild. So, our mind-reading Morlock Maestro knows Alex's deepest, darkest secrets, including his quest to bring back Emma. Talk about snooping on a whole new level. Next thing you know, Alex is tripping through a psychedelic journey where Emma's alive, they've got a bunch of rugrats, and life's all rainbows and sunshine. But our Morlock mentor isn't done with the mind games just yet. He drops some wisdom bombs about fate and how humans are just puppets dancing to their own tune. Deep stuff, man. Then, like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat, he reveals Alex's trusty time machine chillin' in Morlock Town. The leader tells Alex to go back to where he came from and not upset the balance of their society. So, what's Alex do? He's all, "Sure thing, boss." But then he goes full-on rebel mode and drags Mr. Mind Control into the time machine with him. Cue the epic showdown. These two are wrestling like it's the WWE SmackDown, but with wrinkles and gray hair flying everywhere. Talk about a senior throwdown. But wait, there's more. Alex hits the gas on that time machine, and next thing you know, boom, they're zipping through time faster than a cheetah on Red Bull. When the dust settles, they're in a future straight out of Morlock nightmares. Cave City? Anyone? But Alex isn't about to leave his gal pal Mara to the mercy of these flesh-eating freaks. Oh no, sir. He swoops in like a knight in shining armor, busts her out of her cage, and they make a run for it faster than a chicken from Colonel Sanders. But here's the kicker. With one swift move, Alex jams a gear in that time machine, creating a cosmic explosion that wipes out Morlock Town like it's a sandcastle in a hurricane. Now, with his time machine toast, Alex decides to kick it with the Eloise. 'Cause hey, who needs time travel when you've got a cozy cliffside home? Meanwhile, back in the present, or is it the past? Time's a tricky thing. Vox 144's schooling the kiddos on humanity's greatest hits. And as for Alex's old stomping grounds, well, let's just say David and Mrs. Watchett are still scratching their heads, wondering where the heck he disappeared to. But hey, David's optimistic, offering Mrs. Watchett a gig as his housekeeper. This is the kind of movie that makes you appreciate your own time period, even if it means facing traffic jams and online dating woes.